the server scandal. One aide said, well, there is no good answer, period. Kimberly Guilfoyle, Eric Bowling of the Five are here.
We will defeat the rigged system and the corrupt media. There is nothing more corrupt than those people. Not all of them, but most of them. They are a corrupt group.
Donald Trump out on the campaign trail attacking the abusively biased liberal media. According to a brand new study by the Media Research Center, well, he's got a good reason to be annoyed. The study found that in the 12 weeks since the conventions in July, get this, 91% of evening newscast coverage was negative towards Trump. Also, we learned from the WikiLeaks email dump about a dinner, John Podesta's house, at 25 journalists allegedly invited to, just days before Hillary announces that she's running for president. The list includes reporters from ABC and the Associated Press and Bloomberg and CBS and CNBC and CNN, MSNBC, NBC, the New York Times, Politico, Reuters, The Hill, The Wall Street Journal, and several others. By the way, nobody from Fox News. I can't believe, was my invitation lost in the mail? Joining us now with reaction, Fox News contributors Tucker Carlson, Monica Crowley, and the host of Justice, Judge Jeanine Pirro. Judge, that doesn't surprise me. The MRC is there, but also WikiLeaks. They had the names of 65 so-called journalists that they're whining and dining, and then the names of all the others that they're colluding with, from Politico, the New York Times, CNBC, CNN, MSNBC. It's all there. I said in 2008, journalism is dead. You're all a bunch of hacks, phonies, liars, and you're corrupt. And they lectured me because I'm honest and I say I give opinion.
You know what this shows, Sean? It shows that there is an octopus of connections. And that's an octopus of connections.
Yeah.
And it's all related to power and money. And people who are honest are left out. The American public is being left out. Everybody who's an ordinary American is not a part of this game. And for anyone to think that a democratically elected president in the name of Hillary Clinton is going to help you, they're just wrong. And whether it's the media or it's the Department of Justice, the FBI with the email scandal and with the Clinton pay for play, this is all corrupt. And I've never thought this before. Sean, I'm so disappointed.
You are so naive. I've always known it's corrupt. I know you have a good heart. You've worked with honest people in your life, but it stinks to high heaven. The only thing I've learned is it's worse than I thought. You know, and Trump's right. Cheryl Atkinson called this Newsgate 2016.
And the gate suffix, actually, Jeanine and I were talking about this behind the scenes. My old boss, former President Richard Nixon, what he did was child's play compared to the range of corruption and collusion that we have seen through this administration, where pretty much every day has been an impeachable offense. Every day of the 4 years that Mrs. Clinton was Secretary of State, she was leveraging her public office to enrich herself and empower herself and her family's foundation. Donald Trump is right to point this out, but I would say this. He should be making an even bigger point, which is in this country, we take certain foundations of our system for granted. But under Obama and Clinton, those foundations don't exist anymore. And by that I mean an independent, impartial, and fair Department of Justice, FBI, and a fair, objective press that's only interested in the truth. Without those cornerstones, without an impartial entity to enforce the law evenly, whether it's the FBI, the DOJ, or the press to investigate, we have nothing in this country, Sean.
It's gone.
It's gone. No, I agree. Yeah. And let me tell you, it's a contribution. And they're the biggest donors to the Clinton campaign. And, Tucker, they're so dishonest to the American people. They're being wined and dined and fed, and they're offering edit opportunities. The New York Times, Politico, CNBC offering advice, Univision offering advice. It is rigged. Donald Trump is right. The press is against him. And when he points them out and they get all upset that people turn and boo them, too bad, because they've lied to all the people that are at those rallies.
And you don't even need to go on WikiLeaks to determine that. You can go on Twitter, where every reporter you watch, every reporter whose pieces you read is on there displaying his own opinion, and they're uniformly on one side.
Oh, they're like you and me
really
and Monica and Judge Janine.
Everybody else, I can promise you
Except
that.
we're honest.
What bothers me is not that... It's not that the press is not objective. They rarely are. It's not that they're liberal. They always have been. It's that they are suddenly siding with power. They're the Praetorian Guard for the establishment. That is a really ominous thing, because they join big business, academia, Hollywood, the tech community, the entire political class. Every power center in the United States is on one side, and the press has joined them. The press is supposed to be the watchdog, keeping them honest, making sure they don't misuse that power, but they aren't.
I got an exit question. All right, so I agree. He's up against the media establishment, the globalist establishment, the Republican establishment, big time, and the Democratic establishment. Is Michael Moore right? Michael Moore, never thought I'd ever quote you, Michael. Anyway, big night tonight. Michael Moore right that the American people are going to put a big middle finger up the face of all of these elites this year?
You know what? I believe that he is right. And when you've got George Stephanopoulos interviewing a woman running for president to whom he gave $75,000 to the campaign and not admitting it, when you've got Donna Brazile sending an email to the Clinton campaign, then the American public knows it's not
big F
real.
Whatever happened.
I think so. Given the monolithic opposition to Donald Trump, if he pulls this off, this will be a straight-up miracle, but the miracle is in the hands of the American public.
Tucker, last word.
I'll say this for Michael Moore. I don't agree with anything he says, but he's from the industrial Midwest, and so he's seen the downside of these policies from Washington and New York, and at least he sort of cares about the people punished by these policies.
Hey, 95 million Americans out of work. 95 million Americans, 13 million more on food stamps, 8 million more in poverty. We doubled the debt. If we either fix it now or we're screwed totally. All right, good to see you all. Coming up, on that optimistic note, newly released emails by WikiLeaks show how Clinton's team tried to deal with her server scandal. We'll check in with Eric Bolling and Kimberly Guilfoyle. That's next. Also later, Trump vows to bring jobs back if elected president. That's what millennial voters want. Part 2 of our interview with that key voting group, our town hall, straight ahead.
Mr. President, when did you first learn that Hillary Clinton used an email system outside the U.S. government for official business while she was Secretary of State?
At the same time, everybody else learned it through news reports.
Did you know about Hillary Clinton's use of private email server?
No.
While she was Secretary of State?
No.
Do you think it posed a national security problem?
I don't think it posed a national security problem. I think that it was a mistake that she's acknowledged.
All right, that was Obama last year denying that he knew about Clinton's private email server. But as we showed you last night, emails released by WikiLeaks show that may not be true. Now, Clinton aide Cheryl Mills allegedly wrote after seeing one of the president's interviews, quote, "We need to clean this up." He has emails from her, and they don't say state.gov. Now, another set of emails released today by WikiLeaks show that Clinton aides were trying to figure out ways to explain away the private email server scandal. In one exchange, Felipe Reigns wrote, quote, "There is just no good answer." He continued, "We need to gut through the process phase, get them all out there and let the content do the talking." Joining us now with reaction, two of the great co-hosts of the hit show, The Five, Eric Bolling and KG. It's sort of EB and KG, right?
Yes,
you refer to it.
You're like 2/5 here.
2/5 of the Five. All right. So the president did know. He didn't learn about it from press reports as he initially claimed. Interestingly, they also talked about cleaning it up. And at another point, I'll ask the legal side of you, Kimberly. They talked about maybe we shouldn't send them. Now, they were under subpoena, so they had to send them. So there's an obstruction issue that comes up
Obstruction
here.
of justice right there, and it shows a consciousness of guilt. It shows that they had knowledge, that they had intent, and what they were trying to do was cover this up, and specifically they thought they were going to get away with it. And that's why this WikiLeaks is so important in terms of what we find out now. And I mean, even the president was compromised by this whole situation and with Hillary Clinton and why he's fought so hard to try and keep her in play.
Does that factor in, one more question for you, does that factor in to Comey not wanting to pursue it because of the email exchange would have implicated the president, potentially obstruction of justice, and we now have a constitutional crisis because the president knew and lied.
And it would bring the whole house of cards down. So it'd be very interesting to know if Comey was aware of that, and I would think that he would be doing this investigation, because you certainly have heard a lot of chatter from the people that work under him about how disappointed, and just really upset about the whole investigation and the eventual outcome and decision to not proceed forward.
And Eric, then why don't they bring up the investigation again? If Comey is learning through WikiLeaks, reopen the investigation, and let's get to the truth here, and let's see if laws were violated, because apparently I think they were.
Yeah, look, the plausible deniability argument, they've done a great job shielding both Hillary Clinton and President Obama. What they're saying is that President Obama didn't recognize that it didn't have .gov at the end of it. Sean, if I send you an email, you would have to look to deep and click again to see if I sent it from my Fox News email, from my Fox Business email, or from my private email. And maybe he didn't do it. And there's a fair argument there. I think there's so many other things in the WikiLeaks that we're seeing, some of the Obamacare stuff. It just, there's a lot that gets leaked. But I just wish there was the home run WikiLeaks.
What about Neera Tanden, co-chair of Clinton's transition team, complaining in an email exchange with Podesta? Why didn't they get this stuff out 18 months ago? So crazy. Podesta agreed that their refusal to do so was unbelievable. I guess the answer is they wanted to get away with it.
Yeah.
Everybody's acknowledging, they're acknowledging everything we're all saying, except only privately where the public can't see it.
Yeah, they definitely have unclean hands. I mean, look at it. But this just shows that there is collusion here. There's a concerted effort to try to put Hillary Clinton in the White House against all odds and regardless of whatever crimes and misdeeds that she has committed. And that's a huge problem. It's an ethical problem. The fact that they were trying to cover it up, the fact that the president is also linked into this. But at what point is this going to matter where the American people are going to listen and say, hey, this isn't somebody who is suitable or fit to be in the office of the presidency, that has lied and destroyed evidence as well, especially when she was under subpoena.
We had the comment about needy Latinos, but if you go back to Debbie Wasserman Schultz, remember she was hired by Hillary. But those early emails, what did they reveal? They revealed racism, misogyny, sexism, anti-Semitism. Now we have the new WikiLeaks today that talked about, well, we've got to deploy brown and women pundits. Is that how we refer to people of color now?
Wow.
As brown and women pundits to go out there and pressure the New York Times.
Yeah, some of this stuff is very ugly. I think KG hit on something that was, for me, the most egregious act is under congressional subpoena. She still bleached and got rid of 33,000 emails. I mean, if we're finding these types of things in the emails that she decided to turn over, who knows what's hidden behind there or gone forever, as Trey Gowdy said, even an act of God can't bring them back. So, I don't know what the legal recourses of it.
Benghazi emails
so even God can't find them when they use their acid-wash bleach pen.
Right, correct.
Yeah,
that's a problem. I mean, but it does show you one thing, though. These congressional hearings and these congressional subpoenas don't have a lot of teeth.
Yeah,
you can lie to Congress, you can hide stuff, you can destroy documents after they tell you not to.
Take the fifth.
And take the fifth. And you can come back and say, oops, I'm sorry. And there's no recourse.
All right, good to see you both. All right, coming up, Donald Trump, he vows to bring jobs back if he's elected president. That's what millennial voters want to hear. Part 2 of our millennial town hall with Donald Trump Jr., Eric Trump, Lara Trump. That's straight ahead. Stay with us.